guys, I'm going to be doing a printmaking demo for you today. To think about, when you're getting started, if you're concerned about your clothes, you might want to wear an old t-shirt that you don't care about getting ink on. I'm wearing my apron, but printmaking can be messy, so something to think about. Secondly, I have my design. So we came up with our designs last week. And I have my foam plate. It's already indented. I've already transferred the image. It's ready to go. I have a few different pieces of paper in case the first print doesn't turn out. I have some backup choices here. I have my printmaking ink. I have a palette knife to spread the printmaking ink. I've got a brayer tool that I'm going to use to roll the ink on. I have a Baren tool that's going to apply pressure so that the image transfers. And I also have an old catalog that I'm going to be rolling the ink on. So let's do a take and see how it goes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is put ink on my catalog. So I'm going to use my palette knife and take a scoop of the ink, which is pretty thick, kind of like the consistency of peanut butter. And I'm going to spread it across my page. A little extra, so I'm going to put that on the other page. And then I'm going to use my brayer and roll the ink. The goal is to really get a decent amount of ink on the brayer. It should make the smacking noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that on video, but it's making kind of a smacking noise, and that means that I have a good amount of ink. So I'm going to actually roll this brayer over my plate and get the ink onto it, and then I'm going to press it onto the paper. So once you start rolling your ink up, or rolling your plate up, you'll be able to start seeing your image. So this might be an indicator for you of how clear your image is going to be. And if you start noticing mistakes or things you want to change, no worries, you can go in and add to your image if you need to. So you're also probably noticing that as I'm going, I'm continually rolling up my brayer, especially if I'm running out of ink, because I want a nice coat of ink over the entire plate. Now I'm noticing two spots here where the ink isn't adhering as well, so I'm going to press a little bit harder right there. Okay. I've got the whole plate. Make sure to get the corners and the edges. All right, so now I have my plate all inked up, and I'm going to put that over my paper. Try to center it the best you can. And then I'm going to use my Baren. So I'm going to put one hand on the table, and then I'm going to use my dominant hand, which for me is my left hand. With this hand, I'm just going to kind of hold on to the plate and the table, and then with this hand, I'm going to really apply pressure. So this is allowing for the image to transfer to the paper. And I want to really make sure I get the whole image. You can also do this with a spare brayer if you have it. Woo! All right, so I'm a little under inked, and what that means is I didn't have quite enough ink on it, so the whole image isn't coming out totally clean, but you can definitely see the results. So what I would do now is add another layer of ink and really coat the plate good. A lot of times the first try, your print is a little under inked here, but no big deal, because the great thing about printmaking is you can print it as many times as you want. So when you're done, you can rinse off your foam plate gently, and you can print it, as many times as you want. So my remote learners, you guys are going to be scheduling a time to come in so that you can print your plates. And my in-person learners, we're going to be doing that in class. today, hopefully get your plate ready. So we're gonna actually be making some prints. Now the linoleum process is not exactly the same because you're carving instead of just indenting, but the print process is the same. So when we get to our linoleum printing, we'll have a variety of inks. We can choose different color papers. That part's a lot of fun. So this is a really good simulation of what that will be like. And then when we get to the real thing, you're already gonna be pretty well versed in how to print. So, all right, let's get started.